thought that Mrs. Crane asked me to provide the top 10 reasons Mr. Crane is retiring. And so some of you may not know the inside on some of these. I will take time then to develop each one of these. And I thought I'd better get up now because Pastor White already stole one of my stories. So I better get in first before we start recycling here tonight. So bear with me. But number 10 on Wayne Linderman's top 10 reasons Phil Crane is retiring. Number 10 is retiring to become the new president of the Historic Oakwood Neighborhood Watch. Now, not only was there the van story, there's several stories in Historic Oakwood. And there was another time when found out he got his phone bill and found that his phone bill was off the charts. Just some 1-900 numbers, is that correct, Mr. Crane? And so he questioned his daughters and found out there had been an individual sneaking outside his house and hooking into his junction box outside his house and dialing 1-900 numbers in the middle of the night at his house. That's his neighborhood. Another time I purchased a piano for Mr. Crane that I still have to this day. And so I drove my truck over to his house, and I got the piano in the back of my truck, and I was driving through the neighborhood, and the people looked like I was a hero. Look, there goes another one. You stole a piano. And so anyway, he's going to be president of Historic Oakwood Neighborhood Watch. Number 9 reason Phil Crane is retiring, to spend more time cutting coupons. Most of you know he's religious about that, and he hates this digital business, so he still prefers the old. Number 8 reason why Mr. Crane is retiring, Wayne, Mike, and Randy are spending all the money. That's those of us at Wake Christian, when he saw the 3 of us coming, that's what was normally happening. Number 7, he misses Wake Christian Academy candy sales. Now, Mr. Crane loved the candy sales, and he loved to keep the leftover candy for long periods of time. And sometimes they originally were dark chocolate, and they became white chocolate after a period of time. And he pulled one out one day and said, "This looks good," and it was as white as the Casper the Ghost. Number 6 reason why Mr. Crane is retiring. He's afraid his car might blow up in the WCA parking lot again. And that's a story maybe for another day, but right outside the lobby there, his car caught on fire one day, and about half the student body watched it go up in smoke out front here. Number 5 reason Mr. Crane is retiring. He can no longer purchase office furniture from under the Morgan Street Bridge. And he was renowned for, he would show up with a pickup truck full of like 9 polka dot chairs, office chairs. Mr. Crane, where'd you go? To the state surplus store, Morgan Street Bridge? Where did you go? And sometimes they would match, sometimes they wouldn't match, but he sure enjoyed it. He thought that was fantastic. Number 4 reason why Mr. Crane is retiring from Wake Christian is neckties are not as wide as they used to be. When you kind of look at some of these pictures, they recycle over the years. You'll see some of the same ties 20 years later. Probably one of his, this really probably bothers him the most, maybe. I should have put this number 1. But number 3 reason why Mr. Crane is retiring is because we now stay 2 teachers to a hotel room instead of 4. Let me develop this a little bit. For many years, our teachers would go specifically to Myrtle Beach for educators' conferences. And Mr. Crane was insistent that to be frugal, we stay 4 teachers to a hotel room at all times, and we got maybe, $5 meal money, I think, for the 3-day event. And he was paying him to give $5, I think. And so this one particular year, and Mr. Woods is here tonight, but 4 very large men ended up in the same hotel room. It was Coach Williams, Coach Johnson, Mr. Eisman, and Mr. Woods, and the combined weight of all of them was probably about 1,200 pounds. And there's a hotel Miss White knows at Myrtle Beach. They call it the Leaning Tower of Myrtle Beach. And there was no air conditioning. The air conditioner wasn't running in the room. And Mr. Woods finally knocked on Mr. Crane's door, said, Mr. Crane, give me that stinking credit card. I'm getting another room. And so anyway, at that point, from that point forward, I think it took a board of directors edict that we began two faculty members to a hotel room as opposed to 4. And I don't think he's ever gotten over that. Okay? The number 2 reason Phil Crane is retiring is all the other old geezers are retiring. A lot of them are retired this week. But the number 1 reason Phil Crane is retiring is because his wife said to. We all know what that means. But I thank the Lord for Mr. Crane. When I arrived at Wake Christian in 1989, was much darker hair in some of these pictures and much less of me. But he took me under his wings. I've probably heard him say to me, Wayne, it's okay. I've heard him say that probably 1,000 times when I was frustrated or emotional. He has always been a role model to me. No one loves Wake Christian any more than he does. And very few love the Lord more than he does. And he will be missed. He's one of my heroes and one of my favorite individuals in Christian education. I really appreciate